The Five Nights at Freddy's movie has finally come out and rocked the box office. Jason Blum tweeted, "And it's official. We did something else. Biggest Blumhouse opening movie of all time. Thank you again. Hashtag Fnaf fans." It is to no one's surprise that this film made a lot of money, especially after the success of the game series. However, a question does arise. If the movie did so well, then why did it receive such a poor score? Now, you might be wanting to say that scores aren't everything. However, this opinion seems to be universal across all audiences. That is, except for one audience. The fans. No, I don't just mean Blumhouse fans or horror fans or even video game fans. I mean specifically the Five Nights at Freddy's fans. The loyal fan base that stuck around after the hype of the first two games died off. The group of people that consumed or created thousands of hours of content revolving around this horror indie game. This movie was not created to be a good movie. It was made as a love letter, a thank you to the fan base that served as its foundation for such a long time. When we take a closer look, it becomes about as clear as the Fnaf lore itself. That was a joke. I know it's not clear, but trust me, it does become clear. Before we move on though, do me a favor and like the video. If you like what you're watching and you want to see more, subscribe. It would mean the world to me. With the fan base as passionate as the Fnaf fan base, it's no surprise that the game finally got a movie. For those of you who don't know, the movie was picked up for production as far back as 2015. However, due to complications and disagreements with the producers and studios, the movie would not come out until October of 2023. The game's creator, Scott Cawthon, was very involved with the production, which was a huge difference from the other movies based on video games and YouTube content. Regardless, this aspect was pivotal for the impact the movie would have. Scott has always been somebody in close ties with the Fnaf community, from leaving hints and clues during a live game theory stream to committing an actual interview with the Fnaf YouTuber Daco. Because of this nature of Scott, it was almost destiny that this movie would be made for the fans. When I say made for the fans, I don't mean like fan service like you would see in anime, but more of a thank you. If this movie was fan service, then we would get some super obvious, juicy lore scenes on the big screen like, "Was that the bite of 87?" So if the movie was not just crazy fan service, and according to movie critics wasn't very good either, why was it so successful? The answer? The production team understands the fan base. This would ultimately fill theaters with loyal viewers eager to pay for tickets and watch the film. This movie was jam-packed with references that the average viewer would not get, but the Fnaf fan base would. It was this mysticism that attracted the audience. During the advertisement, we as an audience saw a number of familiar factors like the Core 4, Mike Schmidt, and Afton. However, other aspects that did not seem to fit in is what made us bite. The new girl Abby. Why is Vanessa in the first game location when she's from a later game? And would we see any cameos? All of these questions that we had were bait. And whew, did we take it? This movie knew it was powered by a fan base that loved two things at the end of the day: the horror of Fnaf and solving the mystery of Fnaf. I don't want to spoil the movie, so the details to what mysteries were at play, I cannot say. However, when you see the movie, it will leave you with questions. And if there's anything assured, as Fnaf answering questions with more questions, it's that there's a good chance there's a second movie on the way, and soon. Overall, the Fnaf movie was a mediocre movie on the surface, but if you're a fan who's enjoyed the games to an even casual degree, the movie becomes much more than mediocre. It becomes clear that this is a love letter to a fan base that stood beside it for so long, and a thank you for the passion that would not only fuel this movie, but other Fnaf content to come. I personally enjoyed this movie because I am someone who's been a part of that fan base. I'm excited to see what comes next for the franchise, alongside what fruit are born from the fashionably late but in touch epic that is the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.